Hello and welcome to English 1181. My name is Laura Gabrion and I will be your professor this semester. Let's look at the course resources at the top of our Canvas page first. You'll notice that it includes a written welcome, the welcome video, and the course syllabus, all of which will acclimate you to this particular course. You also have resources such as how to be successful in an 8-week online class, how to download and install Microsoft Office, a little bit of information about Macomb Community College's virtual campuses, and then you've got some resources, links to resources that will be helpful to you as a student, the learning centers, the reading and writing studios, a Canvas overview, and then viewing instructors' comments in Canvas will be individually helpful to all of you, and I'll go through that a little bit further in a few minutes, but I want you to go through these course resources before the semester begins so that you know how to be successful, but also where to find resources that will enable you to do the very best job you can this semester. You'll notice too that below our course resources, we've got formatting resources. We are using MLA format 9th edition this semester. So if it's been a while since you've used MLA format or you've never used it before, these two links will be helpful to you so that you can see what MLA style looks like and you can rely on the resources available to help you set up the format of your paper. There are also some grammar resources. If you find that you're struggling with the same types of mistakes over and over, these resources will help you address things like comma usage or when to add a semicolon and that kind of thing. You can always ask for assistance as well, and if you don't find these to be useful or you don't know where to look, feel free to reach out at any time. You'll see that we also have the major assignments listed. There are 8 of them because there are 8 weeks. So basically you have a major assignment due every single week of the semester. What I want you to keep in mind is that the information in these particular overviews are also available in each week that those assignments occur. So for example, in week 1, the information about the literacy narrative is also listed in the section where you'll turn that assignment in. So either place will give you an overview of the assignment up here on these course resources or within the assignment itself. All right, let's come back to that how to view assignment comments from your instructor. All right, this is a very short, less than 2-minute video that's going to walk you through where in Canvas you find my feedback comments. That will be useful to you as you move through. There are many assignments that build upon, let's say that a little differently. During the course of a week, you know that you have a major assignment due at the end of the week, but sometimes the discussion forum, for example, will lead into it. Or in the case of the rhetorical analysis, you will do a rough draft one week and you'll do a final copy the next week. What's important to know is where I've left comments for you, especially with that rough draft to final copy with the rhetorical analysis, because I'll leave you a screencast comment much like this, a short video that's your individual feedback comments. So watch this 2-minute video, make sure that you understand how to find those feedback comments, and if you need any help with that, don't hesitate to ask. All right, now let's look at what our weeks look like. All of our weeks will look the same. They will have a start here section, a lessons and presentation section, and an assignment section. The start here will give you a written overview and a video overview of the week. The lessons and presentations are much like what you would receive if you were in a face-to-face class. It might be a handout, it might be PowerPoint, but ultimately what is in the lessons and presentations section is going to help you complete those assignments. And then the assignments, you'll notice, might have some additional directions. For example, you'll see discussion forum 1 it asks you to post with your initial, response to the prompt by Thursday, and then respond to two other classmates by Saturday. And you'll notice when you get into week one that there's two more assignments listed for that week. But in general, I want you to understand that week 1, 2, all the way to 8 have a start here, lessons and presentations, and assignments section. All right, let's look at that syllabus a little bit more in detail. I do want you to know that you have access to me via my Macomb email address, but you can also email me through the inbox in Canvas. So you're welcome to use that method, either method. You can also email me and request a Zoom appointment. I'm happy to meet with you to go further into detail about any assignments, or if you need additional feedback on one of the assignments you've turned in, feel free to contact me and let me know that you'd like to meet. I think the most important part of this particular portion of the syllabus is that this is an entirely online class, meaning that it is your responsibility to make sure that you have Wi-Fi access and device access. So if you find that your Wi-Fi is out at home, for example, you'll need to have that backup plan. Either you're going to a fast food restaurant or to a coffee shop in order to make sure that you can participate in the course assignments for that week. Similarly, if you have a device issue, your device crashes, you can go to a public library, you can go to one of the Macomb campus's libraries. There are computers available at those locations for you, so you would be able to use those. Of course, it's encouraged that you use a device as opposed to a smartphone. It just will make your life much easier as you navigate through the assignment descriptions and turn in those assignments. All right. You'll notice that in our syllabus, our weekly course outline looks exactly like our Canvas page. So you'll have a Start Here section, a Lessons and Presentations section, and an Assignment section. So all of our weeks will look the same. That way, the syllabus mirrors what you see in Canvas. I want you to pay attention to attendance and participation. If you did not attend at all, didn't log in, didn't respond, take a quiz, complete an assignment for the first 3 weeks of class. By the end of that third week, I need to enter an NS grade, which is, means that you're a no-show. So keep that in mind, because once that's entered in, you're eliminated from the course. All right. Academic integrity, you'll want to read through this section about plagiarism and about the use of AI. You want to make sure that you follow the university's policies in regard to both. All right, communication and response time. You can expect a response from me within 24 hours. And like I said, if you need additional support, we can always set up a Zoom. The grading policies, you will receive feedback and or grades on assignments within 3 to 5 days, but the final projects sometimes take me a little bit longer. I would say that you can expect feedback on any final projects usually within 1 week. Very seldom does it go into a second week because, of course, you're turning in more assignments, and I want to give you feedback on those. You are allowed 2 late assignments for the entire semester. The late assignment must be turned in no later than 1 week after the original due date, or it will not be accepted for credit. And just remember that they will automatically be reduced by 10% of the points possible. So you can turn them in late, but they will be at a reduced, set of points. All right, you'll notice in the syllabus that you've got the grading scale as well as the point distribution for each one of our individual assignments. And you can see that gives you an idea of how assignments are weighted in the scope of 100 points, or 100%, and 870 total points. All right. I want you to read through the rest of the syllabus before the end of the first week. You'll notice that there are additional resources that are helpful to students throughout all of the Macomb Community College campuses. So you'll want to read through those and be familiar with them and reach out to those if you need them. Feel free, like I said, to ask any questions. I'm looking very forward to a great semester.